Hello, my little draconic wolfkins. I hope that you're all doing well. If you guys like what you see and hear, please like, subscribe, and turn on that bell to get notified. And if you guys want to send me your own horror stories, my email will be in the description below. Alright, let's get into it. I first want to say that I was not on any drugs when this happened, or anything that could potentially cause it. I was sober. Are you sure? Are you sure? Looks like we'll just have to trust you. I don't think or view myself as a schizophrenic either simply because I didn't experience anything related to it. I wanted to add that currently everything is much better and I haven't experienced anything related to this again. At least not to your knowledge, right? I will explain in order and get to the point. After I think you fully understand, I'll start explaining the scariest parts of what truly happened. If you want other details on what happened, some others are more so happy, euphoric, very interesting and beautiful, etc. Okay. That was a whirlwind. But this subreddit is about true scary things that happen to you. So, yeah, this is what the subreddit is for. Is telling true scary stories. Even though sometimes it does not feel like half of these are true and just feel like they're made up just to get clout. But who the hell knows, right? And this is for scary true experiences only. Message me if you want any more details that were not scary. It all happened around the same time. Okay. Okay. They are all not far from each other day wise. One day, while reading Duga Kavik, I am not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I am sorry. It's from Hinduism, and I believe and had faith that everything it said is true. Okay, so Hinduism is Indian, if I remember correctly. Or at least it's of Indian origin. I was told to read it consistently, every day for protection. During reading Durga Kavach, you will eventually read these few texts that tells you these benefits will happen to you. Okay. All those who cast magical spells by mantras or yantras on others for evil purpose, all buhats, goblins, malevolent beings moving on earth and in the sky, all those who mesmerize others, all female goblins, all yakshas, and Gandavas are destroyed just by the sight of the person having Kavich in his heart. What? What? That just completely went over my head on what that was. One should inadvertently cover oneself with kavich by reading wherever one goes and should not walk even a step without it if one desire spaciousness. Then one is successful everywhere and all one's desires are fulfilled and the person enjoys great prosperity on earth. Um, okay. I'm not sure if I understand either of those, but what I'm gathering, don't cast any evil spells to gain power or something. And the other one, to my understanding, is sort of like a prayer for prosperity on earth. I could be completely wrong on either of these. I just don't understand either one of them. Like, holy shit. This is just so weird and confusing. Maybe I'll get context by the rest of the story on what those mean. Or y'all can enlighten me in the comments. I thought that I had succeeded in turning myself into a deity that had infinite power, not in evil or malicious way. I don't think one can turn oneself into a deity who has infinite power. That just sounds absurd and really weird. And I believed this because of certain things that happened to support my thoughts to be real. I really don't believe a damn thing you're saying, OP. Fast forward, starting with the scary parts only. It'll be random or in order on how I explain what's happened to me. One day, out of nowhere, I started to act strangely, uncontrollably, but in my mind, in some parts, I thought it was real because of what was happening in my mind at the time. One day, I got scared on the fact that I was definitely close to all Hindu deities, and it made me scared in the moment because I couldn't really comprehend what that even would mean. I still don't fully understand what the hell's going on. Maybe the viewers do. Like, shit. After that, I started to panic and I thought Lord Krishna was speaking through me, trying to calm me down. What? The fuck? I was in my room speaking to myself, truly, fully believing Lord Krishna was speaking through me. What I mean by speaking through me is that I was speaking to myself, believing Lord Krishna was speaking through, trying to comfort me. At some point, he told me, "We are source, Amir. We know everything." And then he said, "Now we want your mother and you want to lay down to go to sleep to remove the fear. We understand. Relax, nothing bad will happen to you." What in the actual fuck is going on with this story? Like, all of this is weird and confusing. and I feel like there's a lot of typos. I thought Texicon was speaking through me. I try and calm myself down, and he telepathically. I use this because it's the closest to what I can describe as how I experienced it. For some odd reason, I went to the mirror and my voice deepened, and I sounded like X in my mind, and I spoke in the X way would. What the fuck? What in the actual hell am I fucking reading? I'm so confused. And I remember saying something like, Amir, you need to relax, when no one before could calm me down. I looked at myself straight in the eyes and said to myself, Amir, I am Jesus. And I immediately believed it, and I was extremely curious on what he had to say. What? What the hell? This is so absurd. Considering he went this far to communicate with me. But after the excitement came, I waited for a response. I uncontrollably said, I am Jesus, and then realized something wasn't right at that moment. All of this is not right. This is... what? After that, I went up to my aunt, spoke to her, and said some questionable things. Nothing was threatening or negative, just questionable and strange enough to make you question if someone is doing okay mentally. Yeah. I mean, I would wonder if you're having some kind of mental breakdown, that's for damn sure. She noticed that I was off, got up very scared, and I went up to her and said to her with a straight face, I am Jesus Christ. What? What? I'm sorry, but I would have put you in the loony bin. After I finally could control myself, I was frantically trying to calm her down, and I didn't want to explain myself because I don't think that would have helped the fact that she was obviously terrified of me at the moment. Yeah, I would be too, honestly. I would be calling the police. Baker acted you. Like hell. I probably would even punched you. At one point, she looked at me, scared at me, in fear for no reason. This time, I was not being weird, normal like anyone would. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And right before she strangely got scared of me, I felt something enter my body. Or maybe my soul, and it made me feel weird and extremely unpleasant. Dude, this whole story makes you look, or at least sound, extremely delusional and having some kind of psychotic mental breakdown or whatever. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to describe the feeling, but the feeling I can compare it to is that I feel sick. The type of sickness that makes your conscience feel like crap. Honestly, I just feel like like this whole story is full of crap. I thought this was her way of destroying my life by making people scared of me. I initially thought it was the creator of everything doing this because she was upset that I created infinite afterlives where only good people could go to and do whatever they want as long as it wasn't unpure or negative. What? What? I'm so confused. This is where it gets deeper. I left the house in fear because I didn't want her destroying me or my aunt's relationship. I think that's already destroyed, honestly. And I didn't want her to have an untrue negative perspective of me. Again, I think she already has an untrue negative perspective of you. I'm not gonna lie. So the first thing I did was walk outside and go to the park. I went there and sat down next to a tree with a big open field. In my mind, she was telling me the world about who I am. She is spreading lies about me, and she's also trying to get me killed by the cartel. What? What the fuck is going on? This just sounds like fucking gibberish. I also think that the president and government are after me. At some point, I thought she killed my two best friends by causing them extremely uncontrollable intention to commit suicide. In my mind, I see them shoot themselves in the head, both of them. What in the actual fuck is going on? What? I am so fucking confused by this. I was thinking she started to destroy the ones I loved by killing themselves. At this point, I heard the voice of my best friend. I heard it as he said it to me in person. He was trying to reach out to me to see if I could help him. This is what I heard. This shit is so painful, bruh. And he sounded extremely distressed and in so much pain. And I was unable to see what she was doing and what it looks like. Oh, what? What? This story is just... What? I do not understand this story. Maybe someone can make sense of it. And she was stabbing him extremely fast with a long sword. There were explosions, and it was very weird visually, and I felt like shit telling him, there's nothing I can do. I didn't realize everything happens by her will. And I messed up. Yeah. By having some kind of mental break or some kind of schizophrenic delusion or something. I then got up from the tree and tried to walk home, terrified of the fact that she caused harm to them and other beings in the afterlife. I believe she had used her powers to make them to experience pain the worst way it can be felt, as well as making your consciousness feel the worst way it can feel. You don't feel the worst in every way possible. Then in my mind, I saw her run up and charge at me. I cover and brace myself for impact, and when she got closer, she started to stab me with the same long sword that she was stabbing my best friend with, and I don't know how. To this day, I don't know how. What the fuck am I reading? That is all I'm gonna say. And I felt all the pain. It was sharp, mainly in my torso area, and extremely painful. It lasted for 5 seconds as I felt the pain. After about a few times she stabbed me, it got really unbearable, and I said, "Please stop, I'm begging you." 5 seconds later, I was still being stabbed, but it stopped. I was extremely scared, wondering what was happening and how this is possible to happen. And that I and that it made all more real for me, and life felt like a nightmare come true. That very moment made me paranoid, wondering if I was ever gonna get attacked again. There is so much more things that happened to me. Just message me one on one if you want to know anything else. I don't want to make this too long, so I'll end it here. What the fuck is happening? What did I just read? Like, I am so confused. Yeah, someone said, like, the top comment says, "I'm so confused. What is this?" Yeah, I don't blame you. Like, what the fuck did I just read? And of course, OP came in the comments. "You have to be rage baiting, haha. This subreddit is about telling people your true scary stories, and even though it was on my head, that didn't prevent it from being real to me." And of course, the other guy responded, "No, I wasn't rage baiting. I am genuinely confused about what I read." Yeah, I am genuinely confused on what the hell I just read. Like, I do not understand what the fuck I just read. It just sounds like a bunch of ramble. That is it. If you can explain what the fuck just happened, let me know down in the comments. Like, good lord.